celebration, I guess.
Yeah, we figured we'd run it back. I mean, we got nothing else to do, and we might as well still celebrate what you guys all accomplished last year. We've got a lot to cover, obviously, so much positive stuff to go over. We'll get to the ring ceremony in just a minute, and we'll talk about the documentary as well. First, let's get to something really cool that the Nationals have been doing. The ballpark hasn't been able to be used for baseball, unfortunately, over the last couple months, but it's been used for good. They've had Jose Andres and his staff in here from the World Central Kitchen. They've been preparing meals for families in the D.C. area community that are in need right now, that are food insecure. And there have been so many donations that have been rolling in, and you can see there on the screen that over the course of this show, you guys can text relief to 91347. You can visit nationals.com/relief, and you can donate to help the Nationals' philanthropic efforts, Nats for Good. Ryan, you've been very active in the community with all the philanthropic stuff, and Max, I know you've been very involved with the Nats for Good stuff as well. Max, I'll start with you on this front. You and your teammates have made contributions alone that have provided over 150,000 meals to people in the D.C. area. What does it mean for you now to just be able to help kind of lead the way, in a sense, when it comes to this charitable giving, and to kind of provide a platform for other people to contribute and help out families that need it right now?
Yeah, I just think that also speaks to the volume of my teammates as well, of chipping in. Everybody's stepping up to the plate and finding a way to contribute to help out to the people in D.C. That are really affected by this whole pandemic. So anything I can do to help out people in a dire situation, and those people are our fans, and we'll do anything we can to help out our fans.
That's awesome. And just for fans that are watching at home, just know that $10 provides 25 meals to families that are in need right now. So even small donations can go a long way and help out for a really awesome cause. We're going to be bringing people in over the course of this, and we've got Davey Martinez. You guys will get a chance to catch up with your skipper here now as he joins us on our Kolko and Friends after party. You guys, I'm sure, have been in contact with your skipper, and he's been waiting for baseball along with all of you, and he's going to join us now. He's down at his cabin in Tennessee. I'm assuming the internet is holding up for him. We had issues with Dozier in the Mississippi internet on the Game 7 Zoom, Zim, and hopefully we can get Davey on here in a second. I don't know how it is down there in the South. Maxie, what's...
Hey, don't be talking about the South, man. I'm from Florida, man.
There we go. We got the skipper. How you doing, Davey?
What's happening, boys?
Good to see you, man.
How you doing?
What's up, David?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Hey, look at all those young studs right now I'm looking at.
This is the best
Couldn't
my
have played any
body's
better than that.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the best my body's felt in years.
Yeah, normally you guys are beat down about 2 months into the season right now. I'm sure you'd prefer that to feeling great. But Davey, let's since you just joined us, you watched the rings just be shown to the public, to your entire team. And you and I were texting yesterday, and I hope I'm not speaking out of line here. You admitted to me that you got a little emotional when you saw your ring for the first time. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I cried. I really did. I mean, it was emotional. Testament to all these guys right here in front of me right now, and what they've done all year, what they went through. We battled a lot of adversity. We came through it. They stuck together. I'm very proud of all of them, especially these three right here, where I leaned on a lot, just to get their input and get their knowledge and keep that clubhouse together. I mean, at this time last year, we could all remember, we were 19 and 31. And these are the guys that I really leaned on to keep those guys positive in that clubhouse and keep everybody going. Everybody thought I was making stuff up, but I was serious when I said, hey, we're going to turn this around and we're going to make it interesting. It's going to be fun. And we showed everybody that we can do it, and we did it, and proud of all these guys.
Howie, you've played for a bunch of different managers. What was it like to hear Davey stay so resolute, so positive during what was a really trying time for your ball club at this point last year?
I always admired David from afar, even when he was in the Tampa days, before he went over to the Cubs and won a World Series there. And you know, he's always been the same guy. You know, he was with Joe Madden for many years, but you know, I've always admired Davey, and you know, his positivity and his belief in us as players. I mean, it definitely really pushed us. And he's not lying when he said he relied on the veteran guys in the locker room because, you know, constantly he'd be like, "Hey, this is your locker room. You know, you guys police it. You guys do what you need to do, and make it happen." And you know, when it got tough, he still, you know, we had like maybe one or two meetings, but other than that, he just relied on us. And you know, each guy kind of took the reins. And you know, Max was a huge part of that. Zim, you know, we got a lot of other guys that stepped up too. But you know, as a whole, we were able to do it. You know, and that's Davey trusting us, and you know, us believing in him too.
We got Sean Doolittle joining the call right now. Do, how you doing, man?
What's up, Kolko?
Good to see you, buddy. You got the backdrop again all set up. You're so Zoom savvy.
Yeah, I've done a couple of these. I'm getting to figure it out now.
How you doing? Are you still down in Florida?
Yeah, man. Trying to ride it out and take advantage of some of the weather so I can stay ready.
Attaboy.
Your hair's big league ready. That is sick.
Thanks.
Man,
I got
look
it.
at that.
Thanks. My wife cleaned up the sides today.
That is impressive. She's a talk show host and a barber. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, man. One-stop shop over here, man. Staying busy and staying ready.
I love it.
I might need to go down to Casa de Doolittle. I need a little trim. I'm looking a little rough.
You just got to go old school.
There you go, Howie. That's awesome. Dude, did you just get to see the rings? Were you watching?
I did, yeah. I was watching online. Pretty emotional, to echo what some of these other guys said. Thinking about everything that we went through as a team last year, and you know, finally getting to see them, even if it was just through a screen, was really special. And I know we're all looking forward to being back together again. We're still optimistic about 2020, and you know, finally getting to receive our rings as a team is going to be really, really special.
Zim, you watched the documentary Improbable that the Nats production staff put together, and I know you lived it, so you weren't seeing anything there that you didn't get a chance to experience, as Max pointed out before we actually started this thing. But what was it like seeing some of those shots and just getting to reflect on it once again through a different kind of medium this time?
Yeah, man, I think it was cool to relive it. I think, like these guys have said, what we did was pretty unbelievable, improbable, whatever adjective you want to use to explain it. I think if you really put what we did into a formula and come out with the odds, I don't know if it'll ever be done again, to be honest with you. You know, the comebacks after the seventh inning, winning all the road games, you know, it was just an amazing group of guys. And I think truly the way we never quit, we kind of, like Max was saying in the documentary, you didn't know who was going to do it every night, but someone was going to do it. And it was so cool that it was a different person all the time. I think that brought us together even closer. And, you know, it kind of kept the pressure off of all of us, because if one of us didn't do it, we knew someone else would step up and pick us up. So I think the greatest teams have to rely on everybody. Your superstars obviously carry the load, and a lot of those superstars did for us. But, you know, from 1 through 9, and, you know, every starting pitcher, every relief pitcher, you know, it took everyone to win it. It was pretty cool to relive it.
We got Aaron Barrett hopping on now. Bearcat, how you doing?
Cheers, boys.
There he is.
What's going on?
Good to see you, man.
Great to see my boys here. How we doing?
Doing great. Bearcat, you made an appearance early on in the Improbable documentary, talking about your whole journey, making your way back from your injury, and then getting to make appearances down the stretch in the regular season, and then throw out the first pitch before what was that, the wild card game that you did?
Oh, I blacked out. I don't remember.
Oh man.
Yeah,
See,
I
this
think
is what
it
our
was,
team's
the
about right
wild
here.
card game. I don't know.
That was a really special experience for all of us that have known you over the last couple of years, getting to see, you know, you make your way back. What do you remember about just being on the field that day with the Nats postseason crowd all around you and all amped up before you threw out that first pitch?
Hey, who let Bob on here, man? Who let Bob get in here?
Somebody had to let me on.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, AB.
To answer your question, Dan, honestly, yeah, the last 4 years have been absolutely insane. So to make it back this year and for the team to do what we did this year, just what an incredible journey. Credit to everyone on the staff to make the run we did. And I remember when Davey called me in the office and asked me if I was interested in throwing out the first pitch in the Walker game. I really kind of was shocked that I didn't really believe it. I just thought that there were so many people deserving of that opportunity. I didn't want to take it away from those that deserved it. But when I finally kind of came to grips, I realized that I had an opportunity to really, hey, if I can do something, I can bring something to this team. I can get that crowd rolling. And it was an opportunity to kind of to really spark plug that electric atmosphere. And I had a blast. I mean, it's definitely something I'll never forget.
Maxie, what do you remember about the Nationals Park environment during all the postseason games? You've played in a lot of different parks in October. What was the atmosphere here at Nationals Park like?
Man, every single time we've had postseason games here, I mean, the crowd's been absolutely electric. People are on their feet. And when you're on the mound, you can feel that type of energy. And it gives you an extra boost, an extra kind of an adrenaline shot. And when you kind of feel that energy, you just feel like you can accomplish anything at hand. So, I was very fortunate to be able to take the ball in certain situations and have the crowd raring the way it was.
We got Paul Menhart joining us as well. Paul, how you doing, man?
He's muted right now for some reason. I guess that's fitting, but he is muted.
I think Max muted him.
Max, why
I didn't mute him. This is Coco's show. Coco did it.
Hey, I'm not handling the controls. There we go. We got you now, Paul.
Nobody knows me as Paul. They only know me as Bob.
Hey,
Bob, intern Bob.
Class for computers yet, Paul?
I muted myself because I'm out on my porch and I didn't want all the background noise. The birds are chirping a little loud right now.
That's very considerate of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Paul, there was a really cool part in the documentary that just aired of you talking about how your parents passed away. What was it, a year before the World Series run, and how meaningful it was for you and your family. Obviously, last year you joined the team in May. You get called up to become the big league pitching coach, first time in your career that you've held a role like that, and the Nationals go on the special run that they did. What was that like for not just you, but for your entire family to be along for that journey?
Well, I said it in the documentary, only I didn't realize it was going to get aired, but it's been my own personal story, and I don't want it to be about me because it's about these guys that are on this screen and the others that aren't, because these guys here, they did it all. I was just there. I had really, really good seats in that dugout. I stayed out of their way, and they did it all.
It's a talented team that you joined, that's for sure. Sean, let's get to you. I mean, you've been a part of this organization for a couple years now, and you were there through some postseason disappointment in 2017. What was it like to? I feel like you've gotten the sense of the DC sports community since you've come aboard here. What was it like for you to see this fan base get to experience all that you guys, took them on in October and get to experience that joy that led to the parade?
I was happy for them. I was happy that they got to share in the World Series experience with us. We really wish that we could have given them something more to cheer for in those home games during the World Series. But, when I got traded over in 17, I got kind of a crash course in, DC, maybe postseason history. And that game 5 in the division series that year against the Cubs, it was one of the most wild games I'd ever been a part of. And the bounces that didn't go our way, in that game and in that series, they started to go our way in the 2019 playoffs, and starting in the wild card game when we caught a break after Soto hit the line drive to right field, and you could just feel the sigh of relief. You could feel the momentum start to change, and the attitude about everything start to change. And we totally rode that wave and the energy of the fans all the way to the World Series.
Yeah, it was cool. You guys, I'm sure, were watching as the rings were just unveiled on the various national social media platforms on MLB Network. Howie, what was the moment like when you saw the ring for the first time? How did that feel?
You know, I was kind of hung up on those fake ones that I kept seeing. And we're like, man, I hope this is not it. But, you know, it's unbelievable, man. They did a great job. I mean, I'm beyond shocked with the ring. I mean, you know, I can't wait to get mine. But, I mean, I feel like they did a great job with the ring. I mean, the whole design. And I think the only thing better than seeing it is going to be wearing it. So, I mean, like I said, kudos to the Nats and, you know, the company they used to do it. You know, the ring is everything that I thought it would be and even more. So, I mean, the design is phenomenal.
What about the rest of you guys? Thoughts on the ring when you first saw it?
Oh, thank God it wasn't what we were seeing online. That they got the baby shark in there, and they had the fight finish, and just the overall design just looked great. So it's cool to see in person, but I think I'll be with Davey when I can actually put that thing on. I think all of us, when we're all together, when we get that moment together, that's the final piece to our championship, and that'll be an emotional moment.
Yeah, I like all the significance of the number of stones and kind of how they all mean something. And I'm with Max. I think it'll be cool for us all to get it together. I think with the situation that we're in, obviously nothing's normal right now. So to kind of give the fans a look at this and at the same time raise some money, like you said, I'm still in Virginia, and you know, this is still one of the hardest hit areas, and there's people struggling here. So for us to be able to do anything, like you were talking with Max earlier, how everyone on this team has chipped in somehow, whether it's money or posting about something. Because Max said, I mean, those people that are affected, a lot of people that are either the first responders or unfortunately the people in the hospital are fans, the people that watch us play. And, you know, anything we can do to give back to them is the least we can do. So this has been awesome to put this together and hopefully raise a lot of money, and most importantly, help out a lot of people that, you know, aren't as fortunate as us to be living still pretty well during this time. There's a lot of people struggling out there, and you know, unfortunately, this Northern Virginia area where we play is one of the hardest hit still.
And for anyone who wants to donate, you can text RELIEF to 91347. You can make a donation that way. You can visit nationals.com/relief. Ryan's doing amazing things with his Pros for Heroes Foundation. The Nationals philanthropic wing is doing phenomenal work as well. Nats for Good and Jose Andres in the World Central Kitchen, providing meals for families that are food insecure right now in the D.C. area. And there's so many people who, especially now during these tough times when there isn't school, sometimes during the week for these families, that's when they're most at ease because they know that their kids are getting meals when they go to school. Now they don't have that type of availability. So the Nats philanthropic wing is doing just phenomenal work. Davey, you've gotten to know this D.C. area over the last couple of years, and you've developed a tie with these people. What's it like for you to see the good that Nats for Good is doing here in the D.C. and Northern Virginia and Maryland areas?
Yeah, you know, it's for me, it's my home for 9 months, and then some too, because you know during the winter times, spend a lot of time there. So what people is doing is stepping up for DC is incredible. Like these guys said, like they do all year long. You know, these guys have stepped up on every occasion, whether it's on the field or off the field. They're always contributing. I know other sports teams are doing the same thing. I'm just proud of being a part of the DC nation. You know, like we said, it's a district of champions, and they're all stepping up right now and staying in the fight. Is what we know to do. We know what to do. So, you know, for me, I just want to go out and say, in case I can't, I know tomorrow's Memorial Day, and you know, for all those service men and women who serve this country to keep us safe, keep us healthy, first responders, them included. Hey, a tip. I don't have a hat on, but I will tip it for you. I salute you with a glass of wine. And thank you for all you guys do for us. You go beyond. You talk about going 1-0 every day. These people are going 1-0 every day, and I wouldn't be prouder in this moment, every moment, knowing that we have people out there step up for us day in and day out. So thank you.
Well said by the skipper there. Let's go through now quickly. I'd like to get everybody's favorite World Series memory, and Howie, I'll start with you. You had a big one there in Game 7, the 2-run homer off the right field foul pole. I'll get the World Series conversation started by asking this. In the documentary, in part 1, they had you saying that the Grand Slam in L.A. was the best moment of your career. And I don't know if that interview was done before the Game 7 home run or afterwards, but how would you compare those two just incredible moments and what you felt as you were circling the bases in both of them?
You know what? Both of them felt very similar, but the first one against the Dodgers, I mean, just because there's some history that I don't really want to dig into there, but when you can get a little bit of retribution, man, that always feels good. And without that home run, we don't advance. We're not where we are, and it was just truly special. But both of them were in the same right because we won the World Series for the second one, so. All of them feel good, man. Anything that's going to give us a win. But there's so many things that happened in that series. Without Juan Soto hitting that ball to right field and having the ball give us a little bounce, man, we don't make it to that series. So, everybody was counting us out the whole time. But, we had so many big moments, so many guys stepping up. And, to be able to provide some relief after making a couple of errors that series, to be able to redeem myself and help our team win, there's no greater feeling than that, and to push us into the next round. And then we just got rolling, and then everybody expected us to get steamrolled by the Astros. But, even with them cheating, they still couldn't take us out. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Kolko, quick.
Yeah, moving on. Sean, Sean, what was your favorite World Series memory?
The earpiece just blew up.
To be honest, I don't know if there was just one thing. Howie kind of talked about everything it took for us to get there, from the wild card game through the division series and the NLCS. I think right away media day that was kind of an experience in itself. Really realizing what that stage was like, arriving at the World Series. But I don't know, getting to help the team win in Game 1 and go 1-0 in the series was something I'll never forget. But I don't know how you top the memory of the celebration after Game 7.
For sure. Zim, you've been asked pretty much every question you could possibly think of when it comes to the World Series and the Nationals and your part in it. I'll just ask you this. The stage of playing on the World Series, how did the reality of it compare to what you had in your minds going into that experience? I'm imagining since you were a kid had been dreaming of playing in the World Series. How did what it actually felt like compare to maybe what you had envisioned prior?
Yeah, I think I was just shocked by the amount of media and people and cameras and just the day-to-day grind of how many questions you're asked, how many people are there. It was fun to be on a stage like that. I think this group of guys thrived off that. Obviously going into Houston, winning the first 2 games, and then coming home and really just getting dominated for 3 games. I think I'll never forget the moment after we lost that 3rd game at home, coming into the locker room, and we had a little meeting where 5, 6, 7, I don't know, I forget how many people talked during that meeting, about basically nobody ever thought we were going to be in the position. All we have to do is win a best out of 3 series to win the World Series, when in June they wanted to fire our manager, trade Anthony Rendon, basically break up everybody. And from walking up that tunnel, still feeling confident, but you just got your butt kicked in 3 straight games. You have to go back to their city and basically, beat Verlander and Greinke. And then we had that meeting, and I think everyone kind of said, that's why we're here. This is what we've been through all year. I think we had that meeting the veteran guys said a bunch of stuff, even some of the young guys. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we turned music on and started hanging out. I think we all maybe even had a drink together because we had a day off the next day. Got on the plane, and I think honestly we were confident we were going to go there and win those 2 games. And I think that tells you all you need to know about this group of guys. And honestly, that's why we won.
I don't think I've heard that before. So after you guys had lost 3 straight World Series games in your own ballpark, you had a meeting, you played some music, you had a drink together as if it had just been any other game in June, and you just kind of brushed it off.
Well, what are you gonna do about it afterwards? You gonna sit there and pout about it? You might as well. You got an opportunity to go to Houston. First of all, win 2 games. All of us were like, why wouldn't it be us that is the first team to win all road games to win the World Series? Like with the way that this season went, with the group of guys that we had, with everyone telling us we were too old, with everyone saying we don't do enough analytics, with everyone saying we basically, for lack of better words, just took a crap on everyone in baseball pretty much. I mean, it was pretty awesome. That's why I said at the parade, I said, I truly believe this is the only group of guys that could have did what we did. And I still believe that. I'll argue with anyone to this day that we would be the only guys that could do it, because we had guys like Howie and Max and Anibal and Strass and Jan and Suk that have been through everything you could possibly go through in baseball. So losing 3 games at home in the World Series was, nothing that we haven't been through before.
Maxie, I'll ask you a 2-parter. Do you agree with Ryan that this group of 25 was the only group that could have done it? And do you agree that your group took a crap on the rest of Major League Baseball?
Yeah. Well,
I can tell you the answer for number 2.
Yeah, we took a number 2 on number 2 because everybody wants young guys and nobody wants the old guys, and that's Viejos. The Viejos showed up and we got it done. So that's unbelievable for baseball to show you that you do need that type of experience and leadership to be able to navigate situations like this. But to echo what was said earlier, I mean, the moments that we had in the World Series and the whole playoffs, and the best moments are obviously when you're sitting there with champagne in your eye and with tears from obviously winning the World Series and having the champagne burn your eyes, but just absolutely hugging everybody in the clubhouse afterwards and sharing a moment with everybody, because literally everybody had a moment. Everybody had a moment that was so important to us being able to win the World Series, and nobody's moment was bigger than really anybody else's, even though there was obviously Howie's home run that was so huge.
Pretty big moment.
It took literally everybody to get it done.
We got guest appearance.
Yeah, you got the boys there. They're telling me we got a couple minutes and then we're going to wrap this. I'll circle it back to the philanthropic efforts here in a sec, but I want to give any of you guys that have the opportunity, or that want to right now, the opportunity to speak to the DC sports fans. And I know you guys miss them like crazy right now, and you would love to be out here on the field that's right behind me and playing and trying to defend your title. Any of you that want to, what would you like to say to the DC sports community right now?
Who wants to go first? Go ahead, Howie. Go.
I would just say, we miss you guys, and that, most importantly is, just do your best to protect yourselves and wear your mask when you're out, do your part. But we miss being in front of you guys, and just stay healthy. The sooner we can get past this, the sooner we play baseball, and, it's going to be exciting to get back in front of you guys.
Yeah, just to echo off that, I would say just stay safe, do your part in this, and baseball is going to come back. I'm very optimistic about it, and can't wait to get back out there and defend our title.
Yeah, I think we miss everyone. When we first heard about all this in spring training, and then, the start of the season was delayed, I hope you guys know how disappointed we were not to be able to have that opening day at home and kind of share all this with you in person. Hopefully we can do that sooner rather than later. But like those guys said, stay safe, stay healthy. And when baseball does come back, hopefully it'll be better than ever, and we'll have a chance to celebrate the right way.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see everybody. Like I said, we went from who knows, 3 million people celebrating all winter long to not seeing anybody. It's tough. It's tough for everybody. Everybody's in uncharted waters, but hang in there. We'll be back. When we come back, we'll all be together again. Promise you that. Love to see everybody again. But the main thing, like Howie and everybody said, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see you soon.
And for anyone who wants to give, text relief to 91347. You can visit nationals.com/relief to give to the Nets for good philanthropic mission. They're doing fantastic work here out of Nationals Park and providing for the D.C. Community as well. Guys, we miss you like crazy. It's May 24th. This is where it all turned around last year. This is I feel like this is going to be an anniversary of sorts in Nationals history that years from now we can, every May 24th, people will be walking around wishing each other a happy May 24th as if it's like a legit holiday, and you guys have kind of made it that. So a special day for this organization, for all you guys, I'm sure. We got to see the rings earlier. We got to watch the documentary and just bring back all those positive memories. And we miss you guys. We hope that we're seeing you sometime in the next few weeks. And great to catch up with all of you, and hope you guys and your families are well.
You, Dan.
Yeah,
take it easy, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Right,
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, thanks for pretending to be my friends over the